What's up, everybody? You're going to have to let me know if this audio is okay or not. We are using a new software. What's up, Jacob? Mayhem, what's going on, man? Got John with us today. What's up, John?
What's going on?
How's the audio, guys? How's it doing? It's brand new stuff. We're trying to get it a little more professional. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there.
Yes.
First and foremost.
Happy Mother's Day to all.
Yeah, man. Happy Mother's Day. John and I are not thrilled. We couldn't be home to enjoy Mother's Day with our baby mamas, which is, you know, audio's low. All right, let's get, I can't believe that with my big mouth. Let's see if we can get that up there. How about now? How's your audio now? You might have to turn your volume up. This might be a little too loud. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Okay, audio sounds good. Good deal. You guys got the music, the background music? So I moved over from StreamYard to OBS software. And don't get me wrong, guys. I want our experience to be, it's loud. Okay, let me turn it down. I want you guys' experience to be as when you guys watch the channel, I want it to be as professional as possible. So StreamYard started getting way too expensive. I mean, StreamYard got ridiculously expensive. And so I decided to move on to OBS. So I'm still trying to learn this. So if it looks bad, I'm sorry. And yes, this camera is the Mac cam, which is not a good camera, but I've got John on the Osmo over here. So he's set up pretty good. And I kind of like the whole flipping back and forth thing. So say hello to the camera, John.
Hi, everybody.
He's got to get into his YouTube out of his YouTube shell.
Yeah.
So he's working on getting out of his YouTube shell. So D-Cross says, don't feel bad. I didn't make it home either. I know, guys. Okay. Okay, so it's a tad high now. Is the music too high, guys, or is the audio too high? Like us talking. Like what's too high? I need just for pause for a second so I can get this. How's the background music sound and how's the audio sound? Because these settings I'm just going to save. Just need one answer. Hey, Cadet, what's going on? It's good on my end. Okay, all right, good. We're going to leave it like that. So I got a question. What's up, Cadet? Good to see you, gal. Mauricio Ebanks says, I got a question. When you are calculating your cents per mile, do you go based on what Prime's load assignment says or what the actual miles are in the GPS? You go by neither, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because your truck does not run on hopes and dreams, okay? So the dispatch miles are always going to be different from your actual miles. And your actual miles can only be tracked by your odometer, okay? Can't be tracked by your GPS, can't be tracked by, because you got to think, every time you guys pull off somewhere or you pull into a truck stop or something, what's going to happen? You guys accumulate more miles, and it could be just 2 or 3 more miles per trip, but that's accuracy, and that's what matters with your numbers, which is why you guys should check out O.T.R on the revenue. All the links are in the description. This is a financial management software for your trucking business. So guys, you can plug in every time you finish a trip, start a trip, go to fuel, your mileage is all calculated within the software. So O.T.R is very important. So, but yeah, you guys have got to got to be accurate. Your truck, doesn't matter if it's dispatch miles or whatever the case may be. Most trucking companies will not pay you on actual miles if your company, and they won't give you actual miles listed on the dispatch. So if you have a 1,000-mile dispatch load, I can almost promise you're going to totally travel probably 1,060 to almost 1,100 miles for that load. That's a big difference. And guess what? You're still using tires for those extra 100 miles. You're still using oil for that. You're still using fuel for that. You're still using anything you might need, glad hand, seals, lug covers might fall off your truck. You might need to top off power steering fluid. I mean, your truck is still rolling for that 100 miles. So make no mistake, and you're still using the diesel for it too. So make no mistake, you're paying for those 100 miles. So whether you're getting paid for them or not. Now, it's another shady thing in the industry. And there's a lot of different things like lumpers and stuff like that. It's just garbage. So But Mauricio, thank you so much for your comment, man. I really appreciate it. Let's see now. You're good. I have you at like 75%. Sorry, Jacob. And you still never called me, by the way, man. I missed you yesterday. You missed me today. It says, can Prime cancel your contract anytime it fits them? Little Joe, let me tell you something, man. This is the problem with a lot of guys that come to Prime. You guys come in, and John, chime in whenever you want to, okay? You guys come in, a lot of guys, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying a lot of guys come in looking for problems, okay? I've heard so many guys that come into Prime and they say, well, if this happens to me, I'm going to do this, and if this happens to me, I'm going to make sure that this person feels it and all. Like, bro, that's the wrong attitude to have, period. It doesn't matter what company you go to, especially Prime. Prime will cancel your contract, number one, if you are extremely unprofitable, okay? Number two, if you're extremely unsafe. And number three, if they feel like you're a liability to your safety, other safety, their safety, or the customer's contracts. If you go looking for problems, you will find problems, okay? Your goal should not be to be looking for problems. Your goal needs to be looking for solutions, okay?
That's right. For
your goals, your ambitions, and whatever you want to do. If you guys come into this industry and you think, well, somebody owes me something and this is how it's going to be, and bro, don't even come to trucking, I'm telling you. Because the only thing you can control is that steering wheel. That is it. And that's all you can control. So good, but Little Joe, they will cancel your contract if you're an issue, you're unsafe, you're unprofitable, you've had a lot of claims, you've had multiple citations or infractions with the law enforcement. I mean, you've had all kinds of your CSA score is affecting their CSA score. Your CSA points are affecting their CSA points. All this stuff comes into play. I mean, it's a huge thing. It's never just one factor. But I've never heard one person out of all these stories that I've read online. You know, and obviously social media is a great thing. It can be used for great purposes. But I've never heard one story where somebody was like, I just walked into Prime to get a cup of coffee one day and they told me to leave my truck.
Yeah.
Never once. I was under 10 cents a mile per gallon. I was averaging $2,200 take home a week solo. I've trained for them. I've done this. And they just didn't want me anymore. Never, not once. Guys, you got to remember something. When you guys are reading these stories online, okay, there's three sides to every story. His side, Prime's side, and the right side. And only God knows the right side. Don't forget that, okay? So take everything that you hear with a grain of salt, even on this channel. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt and do your research, okay? Figure it out. But guys, I can promise you, Prime's been in business for a long time, and it's not because they screw everybody and kick them out of their contracts or their trucks. So I'm not saying people haven't had bad run-ins. I'm not saying that there haven't been instances where, hey, man, maybe the driver was in the right and he shouldn't have got done that way. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying don't be that driver. Do everything in your power to be safe, efficient, proactive, okay, and productive, and you won't have any issues, 100%. Prime wants you guys to be safe. They want you guys to be profitable, okay? You guys are representing them, okay, just like they represent you. You got to understand that. So Prime's not the best company, but Prime's not the perfect company unless it's the perfect company for you. There's a lot of great companies out there, guys. Prime's not the only one, I promise you. Question, I am with Rhode Transport, just finished GY CDL program. I'm now on my own. Prime says in 6 months I can come lease there. Roll says it's a year. My goal is to lease. What would you do? Thanks. Expediter guy, this is the thing, man. Number one, figure out what your goals in trucking are. What is your ambition in trucking, okay? Do you want to just get the best company paid position, okay? And the best home time, the best benefits, and wherever. And that has a lot to do with location, where you're at. Do you eventually want to own a truck, okay? Or do you just want to see what the business side of things are? Like maybe you just want to see what it's all about, but you want that safety net of Big Brother kind of carrying you a little bit, which is what Prime does with their regular lease program and their ACE lease program. So you got to figure out what your goals are. I can't really tell you what to do, but I can tell you right now, I would not personally drive for a Roll. I've had close friends of mine that have drove for them, and I've heard some really rough stuff. So, and I'm not bashing them by no means. And it might be him. Who knows? You know, I'm very open-minded. I try to look at all angles of everything, but I don't think I can really say what I would do. If I was going to do that, I would have already done it. Let's put it that way. I'm in my 9th year in 7 days with Prime. So, and you guys see I'm still here. So, I don't know what else to tell you. So,
yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a personal decision.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
And just like it was for me.
Yeah. Yeah. What made you come to Prime? And don't say Freight Skater Trucking or Freight Nation. I don't want to hear that. Okay.
No, a lot of it is financial stability.
Right. Okay.
Security. Life changes. Life takes many curveballs that get thrown at you, and sometimes you need to alter course and do something different.
Right.
And that's what we're doing.
Gotcha.
So.
Heck yeah. Man, thank you so much for your comment there, Expediter guy. Did we lose the audio on this? Nope, there it is. It's just really low. Let's see. Oh, black. That's a gray cat. That's not a black cat.
No, we're safe.
We're safe. We're in the alley right now, guys. I don't know if John. I don't know if you can rotate your camera so they can see it. Can you rotate it around? Will it rotate? Will the
Wrong way.
See if it'll go all the way. I don't think it'll go all the way. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. No, you went too far.
I'm trying here.
You went too far. Okay. Well, it's actually not. So you can't kind of see. We're in an alley, like waiting on the. You're looking at the pillar now.
I'm trying.
We're next to like a grocery store or something like that.
This is my first time.
Dude, I gotta get you a hat with like the propeller on your head. Like you're just over there just with the camera, just whipping it around. We have too much fun out here, guys.
I didn't go to school to be a cameraman.
He's no cameramologist.
Yeah, definitely not.
Oh my God, man. Let's see here. So D-Cross says, I work more on my end of pay period gross than pay per mile. But if the pay period, I guess you're saying pay per mile is really low, I decline it. Well, see, D-Cross, here's my thing. My process with accepting or declining loads, because if you've done your research for Prime, you understand that you can't control everything. I can suggest to my fleet manager, hey man, I'd love to go to Miami this weekend. It's okay, no problem. Let's see if we can get you to Miami. Doesn't mean that I will end up in Miami. I might get to Orlando, I might get to Jacksonville, I might not get to Miami. But here's the thing. There's several factors for denying or accepting a load that you have to realize with any company or if you're by yourself. Obviously, rate per mile, total revenue, if you have a benchmark set for what you want to achieve every single 24 hours. In my personal experience in trucking, even with Prime, which everybody says, oh, it's cheap freight. We make good money here, okay? For what I would think, it's more than I need. I'm blessed with more than what I need, I promise you. So, God allows me to have more opportunity than what I really deserve. So, as a solo, you need to be at the 750 benchmark every 24 hours, minimum. Obviously more, if possible. And as a team truck, you need to be around the $1,500 benchmark every single 24-hour period minimum. So that's a factor. So if you have that in your mind, you got the rate per mile. Where do you need to be? Is there something the truck needs? Do you have to stop and get a DOT inspection? Do you need to swing through Prime and get tires? Are you trying to go home? All these factors. What's the weather like where that load's taking you? It might be, you might get shut down for 3 days. You never know what's going on. It might be running through Wyoming. So guys, you got to remember there's a lot of different factors in play than just rate per mile. You got to open your mind, open the spectrum up. You can't just say, man, that's the way it is. I'm going to pinpoint it, and that's exactly what it is. So, Robert says, my stepdad's been with Prime for 16 years. That's awesome, man. Heck yeah. That is cool, man. I like that.
Yeah, I met a driver at Pittston on day one. He just started his 23rd year with Prime.
23rd, wow,
23rd
that's
year.
crazy. And there's a reason that's the way it is, guys. Because Prime is a really good company. There's never been one thing, Jay Tiller, what's going on, man? There's never been one thing at Prime where I've asked for, and they've said, nope, not doing it, just not going to happen. They've always said, hey man, let's figure out how we can get this done. Let's see if we can get it knocked out for you. Guys, their goal is for you to be successful. Their goal is not for you to be miserable and broke, and that's just not the case. Got to keep that positive mindset, man, I promise you. Jacob says, in regards to canceling contracts, can Prime pull the contract with Success Leasing or just carrying for Prime? No, well, you got to understand, Prime and Success Leasing go hand in hand. So you can't lease a truck from Success and not be at Prime. You got to remember that. You can buy a truck from Pedigree, which is their sale company, okay? You got to understand, Prime has an amazing business model, and this is crazy because we were talking about this today. it's a full circle, man. They have their in-house contracts for their fleet.
Yep.
They broker freight out. They lease trucks. They sell trucks. They work on those trucks.
And trailers.
And it just keeps going around and around and around. Robert Lowe is a genius. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Robert Lowe and Prime, those guys are amazing. That's what we're all out here for, is make money. Okay?
Yep.
We're on one end of the spectrum. He's on the other end of the spectrum. You guys got to understand that. So it's you got to keep that open mind. But if you get your contract canceled with Prime, you get your contract canceled with Success, and vice versa. If you're not driving a Success leasing truck, you ain't driving for Prime. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it's not like SFI where you can take your truck to another company.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you can. You can take the truck.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you can. Now that is a good. In certain areas, they might say, "Hey, look, we don't want you driving for us anymore, but Success is willing to keep leasing you the truck. You're allowed to take it with you."
Gotcha.
Here's the thing: there's stipulations on that. Prime wants that. Success wants that payment taken out immediately, every week. So whoever you take that truck to, even if it's a regular lease, okay, you have to have them sign off on a document saying, hey, they're going to deduct that payment for you every week. And there's guys that have not had to do that. There's guys that the place signs it and then they just make the payment every week, and that's fine. Yeah. Or they go get outside financing and they make the payment every week. So there are a few different options. So I understand what you're saying, Jacob, but if it's got to be the right situation. If you're completely unsafe, they could just cancel the contract, cancel your contract with them, contract on the truck, and everything, just be done with you. So, but I will tell you this: you take that truck from Prime, that's a one and done deal.
Yep.
You better hope you can buy it, because you ain't coming back to lease another one. I can promise you that. Once you cut, Prime's like the mafia, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, they are like the mafia. You're either in or you're out. Like, that's all there is to it. So if you guys go to leave Prime, make sure that you don't burn bridges, because that's the last thing you want to do. Let's see, guys. Before we continue answering any more questions, because I want to get to the chat. So John got on the truck right after Aaron. He went into orientation. What was it, the 5th?
Yes.
I think it was. Started the 5th in Pittston. Okay, and this is a few things that I want you guys to get his side, because a lot of you guys might be wanting to come to Prime that are watching the chat or watching the video in the future. I'm talking to you, future people. Okay, so John, when you came in the 5th, he lives in Delaware. So Pittston was closer for him. So I didn't want John to have to go all the way to Springfield, me pick him up at Springfield. So I just came up to Pittston to get him, okay? And no problem. We ended up getting a load to Goshen, New York, which was like probably 88 miles away from the terminal. It was nothing. It was nothing. So I was able to empty out and go straight to Pittston to go get him. And he had a 3-day orientation. By lunchtime on Wednesday, you were out of there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was done. I was cleared and ready to go. Nice.
Okay, awesome. So here's the thing that we learned. John and I both learned together. If your trainer, the rule of thumb is, if your trainer picks you up from a terminal, if they're not doing your TNT and PSD, your PSD and TNT, you have to test at that terminal. If your trainer picks you up from a terminal and they start testing you at that said terminal, you have to continue testing there. You can't test anywhere else. And here's another good little rule of thumb. Springfield, Missouri terminal is the only terminal that you can test for your CDLA, all 3 parts, the pre-trip, the backing maneuvers, and the road test. If you pass any of those parts, when you and fail another part, when you retest 48 hours later, you do not have to retest the parts you passed. If you go to Pittston, Pennsylvania, or you go to Salt Lake City, Utah, you've got to retest the whole test every single time. So you guys got to remember that when you're coming into the terminal. What terminal do you want to? You can come into any terminal you want, and you can test at any terminal you want, as long as you have a trainer that's going to be able to do everything with you. Now, if you got a guy, if you're just going to be an in-house pad trainee, pad student, you're just going to get a CDL, you're going to get passed, by a pad trainer, then that's fine. You just test there, and then you get your TNT trainer, and you're good. But John and I we'd built up a relationship for about 6 months, and on and off the phone. He found me on YouTube, found me on social media, and I can't do this with everybody, man. I wish I could train everybody. Don't get me wrong. I've got another gentleman that I've been dealing with for a long time, and he might be watching right now, but I can't do this all the time, guys. You know, I mean, it's not, and Prime doesn't necessarily endorse that. They don't like us farming our own students to say. I don't know. I don't really know any other terminology, but to say that, I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah, they don't like students headhunting for trainers.
Yeah, and they don't like trainers propositioning trainees. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I've heard, like, as far as the referral program goes, you know, I've heard of guys saying, well, if you don't use my referral code, I can't train you. And then these guys get to the terminal and they're like, oh, he can't train me? He's already got a student. Like, what's that all about? You know, I thought he was going to, you know, so guys, that's why I don't pay him for referrals. That thing is in the corner. It's in the corner of the video, but I'm never asking anybody for a referral. You know what I'm saying? The referral program's there by Prime. Of course I'm going to use it. You know, just like if the government gives us another $50,000 tax credit, of course I'm going to use it. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is I can't promise you anything. Just like Prime can't promise you anything, except for $900 guarantee a week while you're in TNT. So you got to understand, guys, but a referral is important for one thing. It makes you stand out on paper. When you guys have a referral on your application, your recruiter looks at that. They want, and I'm going to do a whole video on the referral process. I've been meaning to do this for a while. If you're not using mine or somebody else that you watch on YouTube, find somebody's. Go, like, I think we talked about this the other day. Go to a truck stop, find another Prime driver. Say, hey, man, what's your referral code? I need a code. Like, if you don't want to use mine, use somebody's. Because what it does is when you apply to Prime, they look at that. You guys have a couple things that you guys might not understand. Number one, your application is only good for 30 days. Number two, Prime only has a set amount of drivers that they want per recruiter. So if your recruiter has 20 drivers maximum that he needs to get that month, guess what? He's looking for 20 drivers. Which ones do you think he's going to put at the top of the stack? Yep. The ones with the referral codes. Why? Because you guys have already been networking. You've already done your research. You're not just somebody coming into Prime just to try it out. No. You've actually talked with people. You've conversed with people. You've done your homework. Yep. So they know that right off the bat, you're going to be the guy that's probably going to stick. You're going to be the guy that probably stays. That's why the referral code is so important, guys. It's not about the bonus the driver that's bringing you in gets. It's not about promising you that you can get a trainer. It's the simple fact that it helps you guys overall from the start.
Yeah, get in.
So, exactly. Of course, the bonus is nice. Let me see if I can get hold on, I'll give you guys a picture real quick. Let me see if I can get one in here. I'm going to let John sweet talk you. He's been known as the songbird of his generation. I'm going to let him talk to you for a minute.
Well, you also got to remember that when recruiting calls you, they're going to ask you what you know about Prime.
Right.
So it's kind of like they're putting you on the spot and they're quizzing you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and on top of that, another fun fact. So they told us last month, and they showed us the stats. There was over 1,400 applicants last month.
Wow.
Just for Prime.
1,400.
And out of the 1,400, I think 100 had referral codes on.
Really?
So, 1,400 people took the time to fill out the 10-minute application. I mean, it didn't take me very long.
Yeah.
You know. But if you're going to come to Prime, do your homework.
Yeah.
Make sure your stuff's on locked up tight, because
dude, you need to tell them about all that.
I'll tell you right now, if you're worried about if they do a hair follicle test for the drug screen,
I've never understood that.
Prime is not for you.
I've never understood that. Do they do hair follicles? Do you guys do hair follicles? Bro, if you got to ask if they do hair follicles, you don't need to be driving a truck. That's all there is to it. You need to go back to Bend, Oregon, where all that stuff's legal, man. You can get away with it.
I'll tell you right now, I don't know how they do it. Well, I do know how they do it. But didn't know that some of that was recorded.
What's that? What's recorded?
But they knew every job I have ever had, except for one job.
Oh, wow.
Which was the fire department. They knew every job I've ever had, all the way back to 2000.
Oh, wow. So they found out, bro.
Now, you don't have to disclose stuff. On your initial application, you only disclose 3 years.
Right.
But when you get there, when you get to the hotel the night before orientation, and you do the paper application, you have to put down 10 years of work history.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you don't have 10 years, that's fine.
Yeah.
You have to fill in the 10 years with references.
Okay.
But trust me, when they do their homework, and they will call companies that you worked for 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not sure, because every state's different, so I'm not sure what every state can disclose and can't disclose and all this other stuff, but
Yeah, they're really big on transparency on our end. Like, if you hide something, bro, they're 9 times out of 10, they're going to find it.
yeah, no, don't hide something, because if
Right.
you hide something, that you're getting a ticket home. So,
Right.
and they made that very clear on day one. You know, and I'm not going to go into specifics because it's, you know, me and you talked about it, but I'm not going to put people on blast. If you come into an employer, whether you're going to be an independent contractor or not, you're still representing that organization.
Right.
You know, dress appropriately. You know, again, I'm not going to go into specifics.
No, you need to tell them. You need to tell them exactly what happened, bro.
No, I don't want to. No,
okay, I'll tell them.
No, because I don't.
Why?
I don't know. Well,
dude, it's hilarious.
Regardless of who you are, if you come in wearing your pants below your butt, and anyone within that building asks you to pull your pants up, the proper response is not turning around and saying, "You can't tell me how to dress."
Oh my gosh, bro.
You know, because you're not technically an employee yet on day one.
Yeah.
So, guess what? They're going to invite you to go home. You know, because if you're coming into their building dressing like that,
Yeah.
how are you going to dress getting out of their truck at a receiver or at a shipper? You know, how's the general public going to see you when you're getting out of the truck
Exactly.
looking like this? You know.
Here's the referral program real quick, John. So guys, I want to point this out to you guys real quick. I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see this. So the driver referral program, and like I said, we're going to end up doing a video on this. Driver referral program is $100 when a referred driver hauls their first load. Okay, so when I don't get anything like from you, because John used me as a referral. I don't get anything from John until he hauls his first load.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't use me as a referral?
No,
okay.
Never.
All right, he didn't. Okay. So I was wrong. I see how quick you get sandbagged in trucking? Just like that. That's what I get for assuming, because I made an ass out of myself.
Chill.
So, but when John hauls his first load, I get $100, okay?
Yeah.
Now, you earn $500 when he stays. I'll earn $500 when he stays for 30 days. So you guys got to understand, by this time, John has been at Prime for his training. We estimate is going to take 9 to 10 weeks total, and then 30 days after that, so another 4 weeks. Okay, so by the time he hits the 15 week mark, that's when I've seen $600 worth referral money. Okay, takes 15 weeks to receive $600 for the referral program. Okay, this is me and this guy talking for months. Okay, and I never asked you to use my referral code.
$600?
Huh? Yeah.
600.
Yeah. You gonna find that?
That's $40 a week.
$40 a week. Okay. So he's already eaten $40 of food since he's been on the truck. Way over it.
Whoa.
Since he's been on here. So you see what I'm saying? This is what you got to invest, guys, to get this $600. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about $40.
Hey, we just got, dude, it was Popeyes today. Come on, man. That was $34 of imaginary TA bucks.
And if you have a good trainer,
which he doesn't. He doesn't have a good trainer.
He will teach you the system.
Yeah,
on how to
get around things for your benefit.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Like not spending your money that you're sending home to your wife and kids.
Spend his money that he's supposed to be sending on his wife and kids.
To buy food on the road. You know?
Oh my God.
Like today, we ate well, I mean, I didn't eat very much. I got full quick.
Tora, thank you so much for the super chat,
What?
but please, guys, listen, yeah. I love you guys, and I appreciate all the support, but do not super chat.
Yeah,
you guys are just paying YouTube. Save your money, guys. Use it for your families. Like, I promise you, I don't do YouTube for money. So, you guys, I appreciate it 100%. Much love. Thank you so much. But I promise you guys, don't waste your money on YouTube, okay? Why do you think I'm using free streaming software? I'm too cheap to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy something that I'm doing to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna spend money to help somebody, I'm going to spend money to help them immediately. Yeah. It ain't going to be to do a streaming software. So, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And Tora, I see your comment. I'll get to you in just a second. So anyways, let's get back to the driver referral real quick, guys. Because, okay, $500 when the referred driver stays 6 months. So now I have to wait another 6 months to get another $500. Okay, go ahead and tally that up. You want to see how much I'm making per week off of you? So now we're at hold on, we're at $1,100 total for that's 15 weeks plus another 6 months, which is what 6 times 4. Let's just say 24. So that's another 41 weeks total. So 1,100 divided by 41.
$26.82.
Oh, it's going down. We went from $40 a week to $26 a week. All right, so now earn $1,000 when 3 drivers stay for 6 months. So if you have 3 that have stayed for 6 months, you earn an additional $1,000. Yep. So now you have 2,100 divided by, what was it, 41 weeks? So it was 2,100 divided by 41 weeks. $51 a week extra. Okay. And then you earn a 1/4 cent per mile on every mile the referred driver returns after 6 months. So that's what we're looking at right now. So John will net me total if I have 2 other drivers stay within 6 months within his 6 months. He will help net me total an extra $51 a week. That's hard numbers right there. Not to mention the 1/4 cent per mile, which I've got probably 7 or 8 drivers right now that I earn a 1/4 cent per mile off of every mile they drive. It's generally between $4 to $8 a week.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's not much, but it's something else. And see, this is what I'm talking about with this company. This company doesn't have to do this stuff. And people just, well, Prime's a joke, Prime's a jip. Yep. Guys, there's all kinds of ways to make money here, okay? Everything from the driver referral program to you have positions offered to you from in-house. I mean, if you guys end up moving to Springfield or close to one of the terminals, it's a great company. I'm telling you guys. I mean, there's a reason I'm still here after 9 years. Do I agree with everything? Heck no, I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with a stupid camera. I don't agree with the speed governor. I don't agree with the not having a load board. I don't agree with my truck being phased out. I literally bought my truck like right before they reinitiated the whole phase-out phase after 5-6 years. So you got to think my truck will be paid off next June. Got 1 more year left. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. 1 year. Some people have 2. I have 1. And I've got 2 years after that. 2 to 3 years maybe. And then I got to figure out what I got to do. If I'm going to leave Prime, am I going to get another truck? Am I going to go regular lease? Am I going to go company? What's going to happen? You know? Because even though my truck might still look brand new by that time, they don't want it in the fleet. Because what do? They command their prices based on their reliability and availability to their customers. No, they don't want old trucks in their fleet, because what is old trucks? More liability. And it makes sense on their end. Sucks for me because I bought a truck from them because I don't want to leave Prime. If I leave Prime, I don't want a truck anymore. I mean, there's really nowhere else for me to go. I've been here so long, I love it. I mean, I love the people here. I love everything. Do I love everything about it? Of course not.
You're never going to find 100% perfect company.
No, and people expect that. You know, they really do. They expect you to get, you know, yep. Everything's supposed to be perfect. They have all these. That's one thing I can tell you guys, man. If you guys are coming in and you guys have these high expectations and this entitlement about yourself, bro, save yourself the hassle. Just don't even come in. Like, because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, nobody owes you anything. I get paid what I lay down, what rubber I lay on this asphalt. That is it. Like, nobody owes me nothing. I can go ahead and tell you that right now. Yeah. So just make no mistake. So Tora says 15 weeks. Wow. So Tora, no, Tora, my channel's monetized. My channel is monetized. I see your second comment. Okay, thanks. I'd prefer not to ever monetize my channel either. Monetize your channel. That's not an issue, okay? But I just tell people with the super chats, because that $3 you just spent, guess how much of it I'll probably see? About 40 cents. YouTube eats up the rest of it. Like, it's not even worth it. But anyways, I'm not begging for money. That's why you guys look in the description of the videos. You don't see a Cash App link. You don't see a Venmo link. Guys, I want you guys to save your money for you and your family. Like, don't spend it on a freaking YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not that good of a YouTuber, so let's be honest about it. So, yeah. But I do appreciate it.
And keep in mind, the weeks is also how productive you are and how quick you learn. And, yeah. I mean,
right. Sorry about that, guys. Still learning software. I just straight up threw the intro in there in the middle of your conversation.
I mean, there's no concrete, expectation. Some are going to take a lot longer. I mean, take me for an example. I mean, I came in, I told you I had my concerns about things, and
right.
After what, an hour on the pad at Pittston, I was slinging it around, and I don't have any concerns.
You did good. You did good. He was knocking it out, man. I'm gonna tell you guys on that pad, he was knocking it out 100%. I got us facing the right way when we're looking up.
Oh, good. I mean,
every time you looked at me, you were looking like out the window, and every time I looked at you, I was looking out the window.
Yeah, but and you got to remember,
it was just my OCD was kicking in.
Yeah, well, I had a unique deal because I had this experience already once.
Right.
A lot of 98% of them don't.
Right.
So the 15 weeks is going to be a lot more for the ones that don't have any clue what they're doing.
Well, and I'm gonna give you guys I'm gonna give you some perspective right now. So this is what I went through when I came into Prime. My wife and I, we went to a private tech school. Took me 8 weeks of night classes to get my CDL. Okay, at this tech school. I worked and then I went to school 4 days a week at night.
Yep.
Okay, you would think, like, man, he's gonna know exactly what he needs to know while he's doing these classes. He's gonna be ready.
Yeah.
I did 8 weeks, and then I got my CDL, and you have to use your CDL within 90 days, or you're considered like a brand new driver again, like you never had it. Okay, no experience at all. After 90 days, you're considered you never even got one. You might as well just not even got it. Okay, and that was me because I got my CDL and I basically didn't do anything with it for a year. All right, so let's say when I came into Prime, I had my chest all bowed out. Yeah, I know I got a CDL. You idiots don't. I trained on a 10-speed. Know what I'm doing. 99, 91 FLD, baby. Hood truck. And it's really a fiberglass truck still, but it looked like a hood truck. I mean, the FLDs, they had the bigger hoods, but it wasn't quite like a classic or anything. But I had my chest all puffed out, thought I knew what I was doing. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I didn't know jack. When I went and tested for my CDL, I did my pre-trip exam, okay, at this school, and I'm not going to name the school, okay, because they shouldn't have done this. This truck did not have more than 230 seconds worth of tread on the drives, did not have more than 430 seconds worth of tread on the steers, was leaking more power steering fluid and oil than it used diesel, okay? You literally, I mean, I got down to the power steering gearbox. I'm like, power steering gearbox, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broke. Well, not leak. Well, it is leaking, sir. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, sir, yes, it is. He said, son, if you want to pass this exam, it's not leaking. I'm like, yes, sir. Like, I get to Prime and I had to relearn everything because they didn't teach me anything. Guys, let me tell you something. One thing Prime has on lock is their training program, okay? You look at 15 weeks and you're like, man, that's crazy. I can't believe it's going to take me 15 weeks total to get where I want to go. Mm-hmm. There is nothing in life that is easy. If it's worth having, it's not easy. It's going to take work. Those 15 weeks give you real life experience with that safety net of having somebody in the cab with you all the time, got your back.
Yep.
They're watching you. They're in it for your benefit. They're here for you. Those 15 weeks, this is what I try to say about brand new drivers that are stuck at the pumps or they're stuck at shippers receivers or taking a long time. These old cats, idiots like me, they start, man, what's this guy's problem? He's been there trying to back into that spot at that dock door for 30 minutes. You guys don't know what that guy's experienced. You don't know what he was taught. Yep. For all you know, he took a 4-day class, paid for it, and thinks that's normal. They literally tell you, you're ready to drive a truck now. You're good to go. You don't know. Perception's everything. You don't know what he sees. You don't know what he's been through. Or she. Okay, because I know some of you gals out here, you guys are toughing it out on the road. But you guys have no idea. So instead of getting mad at the guy or raising hell with him, why don't you get out of the truck and go say, hey man, do you need some help? You know, is there something I can do for you? Maybe he's staying at the fuel pump trying to figure out how to even fuel. Maybe nobody showed him. You have no idea what's going on. Maybe the guy just wanted some Fazoli's. Maybe he just wants some Fazoli's. But guys, seriously, you have no idea what's going through somebody, what somebody's experienced. I will tell you that even after me coming in with my CDL, looking back now, it's the best advice I can give any of you. Just come to Prime. Just come to Prime, knock it out, get it over with. You will thank me later. I promise you. Their training program is, I mean, this was an accredited state-funded school that I went to. Been doing this for decades. And I didn't learn a quarter of what I learned at Prime. At 8 weeks there, I didn't learn a quarter of what I learned at Prime in 2. Let's put it that way, guys, and I'm not even lying to you. Like I said, don't use my referral code. Don't use Dustin. I don't care. Come to Prime. Like, seriously. Yeah. Like, if I can tell you guys anything, even if you just want to get your CDL, get your experience, and get out, come to Prime. I promise you, bro, you're not going to be disappointed. I mean, if you come in with an open mind and a level head, and you take all the expectations and the entitlement, push it out of the way, you're not going to be disappointed. I promise you. Because there's a reason that guys like me have been here this long. Because we see the value in what they have to offer us as operators. And then you see the extra liability that is outside of this, whether it's with another company or whether it's on your own. And I'm not willing, for an extra 28% of revenue, I'm not willing to sacrifice that liability and that risk to gain a possible 28%. But let's be honest, it's not going to be 28%. Because you still got to hand out money to people, factoring services, still got taxes, you still got to deal with CPAs and brokers and all this, all these fees. It's not going to be, you're never going to get 100% because the cost of doing business is still more than 1%. So you got to understand that. So do yourselves a favor. Skip the tech school unless you just need to for home reasons, wife, husband, children, childcare issues, stuff like that. Skip the tech school. Skip the private school. Do yourself a favor and just come to Prime and get it over with. I promise you, you'll thank me later. Go ahead, John. I know you got something. I mean,
the success rate with Prime's training, I want to say they said it was 97 point something percent.
And I'm not saying all of you should need to be on the road. There's some of you guys I've trained. I was like, man, I had to take back. I was like, nah, nope. John might be one of them. He keeps. Like,
well, that look you gave me last night going across the George Washington Bridge.
Is that right? Is that what it was?
That was horrible. Those roads are absolutely
trash. We ran up 95 across the GW.
What was it? $15 million in revenue?
Oh my God. So do you guys know how much the George Washington Bridge makes revenues per day? Oh my, it's a quick Google search. You guys can find they revenue over $800 million per year. Over $15.5 million a day per 24 hours a day. Some of that is my money. I left it back there when I crossed it last night. Ridiculous for something that sits there. It is the busiest bridge in the world, according to Google. So it's nuts. $15 million per day. Bro, just let me get a little piece of that cheese, bro. Just one day. Like, just one day. Let me get a little piece of it.
Yeah, I think my teeth were still chattering when we parked that.
Oh, and it rides, dude. It's like I've rode on washboard dirt roads. It rode better than that bridge did. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's insane.
Well, the bridge wasn't bad. It was what was after the bridge that's bad.
And then my antennas, they're just a little bit too. They're a little taller.
Ding 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 ding.
Bro, they're a little bit taller than the truck. So they're like 13.10. So I guess they're about 4 inches taller than the truck. Really about 5 inches because the truck's really 13.5, but they allow 13.6 height. But so we went up under that bridge and you heard John looks over, he's like, what was that? I'm like, bro, that's just the feelers. They're just checking things out up under the bridge. Bridge is good. Let's keep going.
Like, I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, did we leave some of this out there?
Dude, those things were... He's like...
Yeah. It was interesting, that's for sure.
Oh my God, bro. You have me balling, bro.
And I've been across that bridge in a big truck.
Yeah.
I showed you the picture. You know?
Oh my gosh. Oh, so guys, I want to give you, so enough of our shenanigans. I want to give you guys a quick update. So when I dropped the truck off after we upgraded with Aaron, we were still having issues. The curse, Aaron's curse, and if you're watching right now, buddy, I'm still feeling you. What is it? Oh yeah. Oh, he knows about the cameras. They went out before I got him.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows about that.
Right.
No, I'm talking about the injectors. So I dropped the truck off for the shake. Here's the thing. We still had the death wobble, and I was throwing a transcode. Road assist. I reached out to them when it first happened, like a week and a half before I dropped Aaron off. The code would come and go. It wasn't like it was something that stayed on all the time. Road assist said they couldn't read the code because a lot of times they can read the diagnostics from the trucks and the trailers from remotely, from in-house. Yes. So they couldn't read the code, and they said, well, you're probably just gonna have to take it to a dealer, So we had the dropped Aaron off. I took the truck to Springfield Peterbilt and dropped it off. I had just put H-rated tires on there because, guys, with the Peterbilts, if you guys are having the wobble issue, they want you to have H-rated tires on there, not G-rates, H-rate, which is over 7,000 pound limit capacity per tire. So with the H-rate tires on there, we had a mounted balance and everything. And guys, Prime's amazing. They got us in and out. Went straight to Peterbilt. They worked me in because they knew I had a flight to catch the next morning. So they knew I was kind of on a time frame. And Dalton and his team over there at the tire shop, big shout out to them, good guys. And Taylor, she's there as well. So thank you guys so much. Got to TLG Peterbilt, dropped the truck off, and all I dealt with was the front desk guys. These guys have always been really good. Don't get me wrong. You've got Ryan and Bryant up there. I never dealt with the service manager. Okay, so I leave. I go fly home. Aaron's upgraded. He's doing his thing, and I'm thinking I'm going to get an update. I told these guys about the shake. I told them about the transmission code. And I said, look, if you guys can, just, if it's not warranty, don't fix it. Call me. Okay, no problem. Well, that was Wednesday. I'm home on Monday, and I'm just sitting around, grilling out, laying in a hammock, and I'm like, let me call and see what's going on, because I haven't heard anything. So I call Peterbilt, and they say, hey, yeah, man, we got your truck finished. I'm like, really? So that's insane. I said, because nobody told me anything. He's like, yeah, the shake was just your tires look wobbly. And I said, well, wait a minute. Whoa, my tires look wobbly? What does that mean? I was like, dude, they're 2 brand new tires. I just put them on. He said, yeah, you might have to see if Prime can rebalance them because these look wobbly. We jacked it up and we spun them. They look wobbly. And I'm like, I've been in automotive since I was 11. Okay, I managed a salvage business, two salvage yards, auto recycling. I have never once looked at a customer and be like, man, I know what the problem with your car is. Your tires are wobbly. You need to do something about your wobbleness. Like, I don't know, never heard that before. So I was like, well, wait a minute, man, that doesn't exist. That's not even a term. Like, don't even tell me that. I said, secondly, what's going on with the transmission code? I said, because obviously you guys didn't fix the suspension issue. He said, yeah, the transmission code, we just went ahead and replaced your clutch. I was like, what? Are you serious? And he said, yeah, you had a transmission or a clutch recalibration code that came up. I said, okay, hold on for a second. I'm no wordmologist. Recalibration, replacement. Let me say it again. Recalibration, replacement. They sound similar, but there's a little difference kind of towards the end, if I'm not mistaken. He says, listen, he said your ACL solenoid, which is basically the air solenoid that takes place of your left leg with the clutch. Because these are still manual transmissions in these trucks. They're just automated manual. They have air solenoids that engage and disengage the clutch. He said the ACL solenoid was going bad. So being that happened, that's what caused your clutch to start wearing. I said, well, my truck wasn't having problems pulling. My truck wasn't having problems shifting. So what? He said, oh, it was going to happen. I said, oh, okay. That's like me saying that your house foundation will crack eventually. And I was not happy, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, I said, not happy. I said, you guys have not called me. You've not reached out to me one time. And he said, well, such and such from such is not the one stuck with the bill. Such and such is not the one that has to pay $5,000 or $6.29 truck payment every week. Such and such is not responsible. So why was I not called? Couldn't get an answer. So I said, you guys, you need to get that truck back in there, fix that shake. If it's not warranty, you need to call me. I'll be there Wednesday. And I hung the phone up. I was pissed. I mean, I'm not going to tell you. I mean, I was pissed. For Prime, and he has no idea about what's going on. Like, he knows the truck's there, but he doesn't know, like, I haven't even had a chance to check it. Let me figure out what's going on. So I get him back in the loop, and we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm getting to the plane. I'm getting out of the airport at the domestic terminal in Atlanta. And Van calls me and he says, hey, look, I think it's going to be your kingpins. What's wrong with the shaking? And I said, really, Van, on Wednesday when I'm supposed to come pick the truck up? Are you serious? And he's like, yeah. He says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Clayton Miller is a service manager at Peterbilt. When I landed, Van told me to give him a call. I called him. And like I said, I was upset. But I was professional. I wasn't mad. I typed up a list of things like, hey, man, this is what we're going to talk about this right now when I get there. And Clayton sent a truck to come get me, brought me over there. Guys, I'm going to tell you guys, that guy was completely apologetic. He had 2 guys stay on that truck all night long. They got the suspension done. They finalized everything because we had the bunk that needed to be changed out and replaced, the bunk ladder, and the clutch everything got finished in one night. I mean, he made sure everything was happening, bro. I can't tell you, and this comes from me not screaming and yelling and cussing at everybody, okay, which obviously I was wanting to do because I was getting in my feels again, but I got to understand the presence that I carry, you know. And so, but Clayton worked with me. Van worked with me. I worked with them. Guys, we're all human. We're all. They understood that the communication was an issue. Somebody should have called me, and thank God it was covered under warranty, because if it wasn't covered under warranty, it would have been a whole different story. I don't know where I would have came up just out of nowhere with $5,000 for a clutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter how prepared you think you are. You're not prepared for that hit just out of the blue. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So, those guys were amazing. The TLG Peterbilt in Springfield, Clayton Miller and his team over there, Van Gertner at Prime, the Prime Peterbilt rep. You can't get better people. And this is what I was trying to tell you guys. Earlier, when we were talking about Prime, there's not been one situation that they are not willing to work with you on. But it's all about how you carry yourself. If I'd have went in there screaming and cussing and hollering, how many results do you think I would have seen? 0. Because nobody wants to deal with you at that point. You got to understand, there's more cogs in the clock that make everything tick than just you. You're not the only one. I'm not the only one. It takes a lot of people to make these wheels turn. It's not just your right foot, and it's not just your left and right hands. So it takes a lot of people. So you guys got to keep it on the reel. Keep your mind focused, you know. So let's see what else we got here. We got a lot of comments here. That's what's been going on. And then I picked John up Wednesday. You had a 2.5-day orientation.
Yep. John's
making sure his pants are pulled up. He doesn't want to be kicked out. You know, it's kind of what your thing is.
Yeah, I don't know if the gentleman came back on a later date. I'm not sure. I mean, very unique situation. Very unique.
Did you even tell him what happened? Did you even describe it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but so back to the orientation thing.
Okay, go ahead.
The drug test, we talked about that. Talked about how you present yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure your stuff's on point.
Yeah. Make sure you got all your stuff in order. All your ducks in a row.
Guys, please come to this job that you may have to travel on a bus for Lord knows how long. Please bring your birth certificate and stuff with you.
They literally ask you you can't submit it until you get there, but yeah.
And I can't tell you how many emails I got leading up to orientation. It was all the same email, just sent to you 18 different times. Please bring this to orientation.
had people get sent home because they didn't have their documentation, guys.
I mean, they got delayed because, you know, wife had to FedEx it overnight or something. And that's not cheap in itself.
No, it's not.
You know, and it's FedEx, and they're not very
reliable.
Bro,
he came in and told all them guys, like, man, I already got my trainer picked out. I already got my recruiter was on lock before I even got here. I had everybody, bro. And they're like, what? Like, how many guys? And these guys start dropping like flies. Okay, they start dropping like flies in that class. He started off with how many? 17.
Dude, it was something like 16 or 17, I think.
Started off with 17 people.
And by the third day, I'm trying to remember what the actual count. And I mean, I'm doing it all by memory and who I saw. I would say there was half.
Half.
I know one guy left.
So about 8 or 9 left.
Yeah. One left on his own accord because he knew he wasn't going to pass the drug test.
Yeah. He wasn't going to pass the drug test.
He said,
why would you even show up?
He came in, and it was within the first couple hours. And they said, hey, these are the people that were still waiting on their drug screens to come back. And, you know, and they were honest. They're like, hey, you know, don't get concerned. You know, sometimes it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of guys that were putting that orientation like last moment.
Right.
You know, like they applied that week before.
Right.
You know. So it wasn't a huge concern. But this guy got up and said, well, he goes, I can tell you what's on that drug screen. He's like, I'll see y'all later.
Oh my God. Why would you even show up?
Like, dude, Prime's gonna find out.
That is so crazy.
I don't understand. And your job history doesn't have to be concrete. Like, it's okay that you got fired from somewhere.
Right.
They just want to know if you're being honest about it.
Right.
You know, and keep in mind, you know, I mean, depending on what you did, like if you stole $5,000, I mean, Prime's not going to trust you with a $200,000 truck in.
Yeah, for sure.
God knows how much in freight.
Because they're not just looking for you guys, your history and stuff like that. They're looking for your character. They're looking for your integrity. They want to see what kind of person you are. You know, they really do. They pride themselves with that slogan, driven by the best. They want the best. Okay, so you guys bring your A game. Because believe me, there's a lot they have. They bring their A game. There's a lot they have to offer us. So as operators, let's go through a couple of these comments real quick because we're way behind.
Yeah, go for it.
Tora Helm says, what would you like to do once you depart trucking? I'd like to go fishing and spend time with my babies and my wife. That's what I'd like to do.
I want to make enough money that when I'm done driving, me and the wife can
just enjoy life.
Enjoy each other.
And once all the kids are out of the house and like after we've been grandma and grandpa for a while, I'd like to maybe get back in the trucking, you know, and maybe just go enjoy it with the wife, you know, not be pressured or stressed because I enjoy trucking. Trucking was the first thing. Like, I was good at cars, don't get me wrong. I was really good at cars. I did a lot of custom work, Lamborghini doors, sound systems, all that stuff. I've done all that stuff. And custom body kits, I did a lot of body work, custom molding, you know, hood scoop, stuff like that. I've even built cars, like literally built them from the ground up, custom kit cars and stuff. And we did a 61 Marks Mance Doom Buggy on a Volkswagen Beetle frame. So if you guys don't know the old Beetles, if anybody that knows cars, the old Beetles were the first unibodies. They literally the whole body would unbolt from the pan, which was a rolling chassis. It would unbolt and you could set the entire body off, okay, completely. The motor would still be, you could literally crank this thing and there's no body on it. You could fire it up and drive it, okay? So we took, most people, for those, they'll cut the floor pan in half on that Volkswagen and they'll piece it together. They'll take like 8 inches of it out and piece it together.
No idea what you're talking about.
Re-weld it. Okay, well, anyways. Think of a board and then a box that sits on top of it. The board has to be shortened because the box is that short. Anyways, so instead of doing that, I stretched the body out. So it was a full-size Volkswagen buggy. It was crazy. It was awesome looking, so it was really good. But no, I would just like to enjoy time with family, do a lot of fishing, do a lot of traveling. You know, I mean, I enjoy my kids and my grandkids. That's what I'd like to do. Tora, 40 cents. No, it's a quarter cent per mile. So a quarter of a penny. So four of those would equal 1 penny I'm making off of that driver driving. D-Cross says, I get my new truck at the end of May if all goes well during the transfer from one truck to another. I plan on taking the training course. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Brent says, I start my first class tomorrow on my journey to get mine from Arizona. God bless you, Brent, man. Good luck, man. If you need any help, my contact info is in the description. You guys can always message me or whatever, and I'll do my very best to help you guys. I've seen too many drivers struggling to secure their loads or securing them in a shady way that could have bad consequences as far as safety issue. That was one thing with flatbed, man. When I ran flatbed, I really loved flatbed. I enjoyed it. But it was really hard training guys, because not only were you trying to teach them everything about trucking and everything that's involved in your daily life out here in trucking, you got to teach them how to keep that load on the trailer too, you know, and teach them all the legalities, all the rules and regulations.
And I'm sure you got to be creative sometimes too. And
yeah, exactly.
Figure it out.
Yep. So, Fr8 Jr., and I know this guy right here. He's a super good guy. What's up, Jamal? Good to see you. I work and will be taking classes on the weekend starting this week, and I know your situation, and I know exactly why you're doing what you're doing, so I agree with it 100%. Tora says, let's see here. Tora says, I'm learning a lot. I didn't know that about the CDL. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't know about that. It's crazy. Medulla Oblongata says, nuts and butts in your future. Don't know if I like that. Make trucking great again. That's what Jacob says. He says, make trucking great again. We've got to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign an executive order today to make trucking great again. You're going to see. It's going to be the best. A lot of people have a lot of different great things, but we're going to have the best trucking the world has ever seen. Prinny says, this conversation sounds familiar. Yes, sir. We just had it the other day. One of the last Prime Aid Kool-Aid drinkers out there. Ooh, I see Medulla. He's a hater. I got him. All right, cool, man. Heck yeah, one of the last Prime Kool-Aid drinkers out there. Well, Medulla, you sit back and enjoy the show, baby, because I'll just keep collecting.
I've never understood. I never understood why somebody could hate a company so bad that they're going to sit on a live stream for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Going to sit on a live stream, poach and troll.
But hey, thanks.
Exactly. The algorithm's strong, man. Yeah. He's getting stronger. I love it.
Yeah, thanks for
I love it 100%. Well, here's
support.
another thing, too. Most of the people that hate Prime, number one, have never driven for him. Or number two, couldn't hack it. They just couldn't do it. So, you know, yeah, misery loves company, man. But I'll be your friend, though, man. I appreciate you chiming in.
Yeah,
Thanks
I'll be anybody's friend.
Jacob, let's get together and build a bridge. So many bridges. Toll Booth Jimmy, bungees are superior. I agree. I love bungees. Yeah, 412, F the rope, bro. I'm with you on that. They got you on them tires. I have never heard anything about needing special tires. Well, they're not special tires. The tires actually exist. But Peterbilt does like to fault the tires. And I'll take don't get me wrong, I'll take the H-rated tires all day long because they're 16 ply instead of 14 ply. They're a lot more durable. But here's the thing. If that's what I need to do to comply with their warranty policy to get my truck fixed under warranty, I got to buy tires anyway. Nobody got me on anything. So, yeah, I mean, you got to buy tires no matter what. So, what's up, Fr8 and Toll Booth Jimmy? Jumbo, what's going on, brother? 412, what's up, Mouse? Hey, Fr8, you need to stay away from the dealership. That shake of alignment and balance didn't fix it. 100% kingpins, usually kingpins last about 700,000 miles. Just got them fixed, buddy, under warranty at the dealership. So, yeah, can't agree with you on that one. Team U live stream. Well, you're still here, so you must love Team U live streams. Jacob says you're glitching hard. Oh, man, that's not good. It's not good at all. Man, that sucks. I'm glitching hard or you're glitching hard, Jacob? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Rope, way better and cheaper than bungees, but for some reason these 21s and newers are falling between $350 and $500. Yeah, I had about $360 on it when mine started. Took mine to a heavy-duty suspension shop, got it up on the rack and everything, and had everything looked at. Enjoy your holes from the bungees and braking. God, you guys are going back and forth about these bungees. Bungees don't give me holes at all. Okay, you guys are going to take this to another chat, guys. You guys go fight somewhere else. Shot cord all day. Oh, God. This turned into a flatbed trip. This guy is drunk off that Prime Kool-Aid. Somebody talk to this guy. Somebody talk to Medulla in the chat. No, man, shot cord ain't all that. If you don't have hooks on the trailer. Okay, I'm not even going to read all these. Let's see. Okay, here's Jumbo. I was at Prime Inc., came to COTC. I love the shock. Oh, it's still about the shock cord. Shamarcus, what's up, man? Good to see you. I'm leaving now that you want to make fun of me. It says I'm leaving now. Not making fun of you, bro. You come in my stream, bro, and you start talking trash about Prime, dude. And what do you expect? Like, you think I'm going to be like, oh, you're right. I agree with you 100%, bro. Like, no, come on, man. Like, just be honest. What's up? Poker, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Oh, my gosh, bro. Insane. Yeah, Medulla, man. Hey, I appreciate you stopping in, bro. Man, if you're going to go cry, man, listen, just hit that like button on the way out. Or hit the dislike button. I'd be fine with that. Just do that. Do something. But, guys, that's pretty much it, man. That's all we've got. John, we're going to be trying to fast-track him because he's got a family he's got to support. He's not a young buck anymore, like I'm not a young buck anymore. We got obligations. So we're going to be trying to fast-track John, get him out of here. Can you do a drone shot of the backing? Yes, I can. I sure can. I'll fire the drone up here tomorrow and see if I can get you. Ooh, in fact, this might be a good, this would be a good back here.
This would be very interesting.
So if you guys didn't, if we didn't specify, John is a ex-driver. So he was driving a long time ago. So, and he's been great, man. We went on the pad for 4 hours before we left Pittston. And because you're required to do a 4-hour minimum with your guy before you leave. And he was doing great on the pad, no problems. Once he got used to it, he was in the zone. But yes, we'll do a camera. I'll do a camera behind in the spot where he's going to be docking tomorrow, and I'll get the drone out and we'll do drone footage for you guys. So I'll set the drone up and I'll just monitor it while he's backing up. So we'll get that going for you. So we'll do that on like a little short or something tomorrow if that's what you guys want to see. So the cooking video, man, I had one guy. I did the cooking video. That was an old video from Aaron when it was like a week before he got off the truck. Yeah. And I wanted to bring this up because one guy said, man, this is painful to watch. You usually have good content. And I understand, guys, I'm not going to appeal to everybody. My style is not going to hit with everybody. And there's a few dedicated, I mean, I've got people that are close to me in my life that don't support or like or do anything for my channel or anything. They literally stay away from me on social media. And I don't know why, but I don't know why you would have a good friend or a family member that you love. Yeah, I don't know. And you wouldn't support them. But I mean, it is what it is. So make no mistake, I understand that there's going to be a lot of things on this channel that you guys don't like, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's fine. But it's funny to me, he's telling me, he said, you don't know how to cook. And I said, you telling a 300-pound man that he doesn't know how to cook? Mama stopped feeding me a long time ago. There's only one reason I got this big. It's because I figured out how to cook. So that was good. It was good, man. That noodle bowl was good.
I just wish I could eat like I used to.
Yeah. Yeah, we've made some stuff on the truck already and did the tacos, and we did now that rice and chicken, I messed up on that one, man. I put way too much. There's a seasoning that John brought on the truck. It's called Fr8. And this stuff is great. Yeah. As long as you don't use half the bottle. Like I did. It was not good. I messed up big time.
We definitely need to be taste testing as we go.
Oh, Medulla says, hopefully you're nicer to John than you are the people in the chat. Medulla, I love you, buddy. I'm sorry.
If you think he's nice to me,
I'm so sorry, but I got to tell you, if this hurts your feelings, stay out of trucking. Yeah. Because do you know that there's places in the world where you can't even pull up to the fuel island, up to the yellow line to even do anything but get your receipt? Did you know that?
Oklahoma City.
They're going to yell at you and put stickers on your truck. You better not go there. They don't support. They are bullies. They are the bullies. Jacob, what's for dinner? Nothing really. We had Popeyes like earlier this afternoon. We went ahead and burned a couple of them TA credits. Had some Popeyes, so we're not making anything today. I made some beef bacon and some beef sausage this morning, early this morning. It was really good. John passed out.
I did.
He's like, I'm gone. He couldn't even. We had like 30 miles left to the TA in Greenwich, Rhode Island. He's like, man, I can't do it. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm about to pass out. So I took over for 30 minutes. I was in there about 10 miles, and I was about to pass out. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd been up all day. It was nuts, man. We'd been up all day, and yeah, it was crazy. It's just nuts, man.
We were on a mission and we got there.
Yeah. How did the cheese work out in that chicken bowl? Bro, cheese works out in everything. I don't know, man.
All it does is make it more creamier.
Yeah, I could eat cheese. Dude, I could eat cheese all day long. Cheese is like, all I got, I think, let's put it this way, I thank God for cheese, bro. That's all I'm saying.
You're making me miss home, bro. my wife does the little charcuterie board with cut up cheese and stuff. That was my game, man.
Hey, Jumbo, I see you're out, man. I appreciate you chiming in, man. But listen, you're more than welcome here, even if Toll Booth's not in here. Toll Booth is one of these people, man. He kind of supports me. He kind of doesn't. You never know, man. So I gotta say, you're more than welcome here. Just because Toll Booth's not here doesn't mean you can't show up in the stream, bro. You're always welcome here. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm just busting Jimmy's chops. Medulla says, I've been driving for 25 years. I've never been this disrespected.
I think it's the other way around.
Telling you I love you, man. That's disrespecting you, bro. You got some issues, man. You probably need to go work out. I can give you some numbers to some people. Might help you out. Let's see. Appreciate you, Jumbo. Thanks for all the love and support. Yeah, Jimmy's got it. Jimmy's doing guys, if you guys are into flatbed still, if you really like watching flatbed stuff, Toll Booth Jimmy, he's got his own YouTube. You guys need to go check him out. He's got a really good channel over there. The guy puts in a lot of effort, so he's super good, man, with the flatbed stuff. Definitely if you guys got any more, if you guys got any more questions about Prime training or whatever else you might be interested in, say your piece now, because we're about to kill the stream. I am ready to chill out. I got to cut this up and make a short, and we're going to be dropping a podcast about it here probably for, I don't know, I got to get better on my scheduling. My scheduling is terrible.
Well, we got a lot going on right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. John's actually into it, into doing the YouTube. He's actually into doing the social part of it. Like, he's really, and he's already done a podcast with me. He's got 2 podcasts with me. And the second one, we'll be dropping it tomorrow. It's concerning with training. So it was a training podcast. And so we're going to get that out there for you guys. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a video, at least one video, one live, and one podcast a week, at least. I really want to get that down and get in front of that, because I really want to start dropping some content regularly for you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure. I really need to know as well, because some of you guys have been following me for a long time, and I need to know what you guys are interested in. Are you more interested in Prime? Are you interested in trucking news and events? Are you interested in training? I mean, like, what are you guys interested in, you know?
I'm interested in this backing that I have to do tomorrow morning.
Jacob, you are lying, bro. Jacob yesterday said you were going to do a broadcast all day. Bro, is that what you thought I was going to be on here like all night long? Like, dude, I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm not going to do that, no. You guys, my life is not that intriguing. It's not intriguing at all. I mean, I'll really be honest with you. I'm not interesting. So I can go ahead and tell you that right now.
I am. I'm very interested.
Yeah. Now, John said he will broadcast. I'll leave this on.
No, sir.
Let John. No, John wants to.
Yeah.
John said he wants to do that. I'm getting that vibe.
What is interesting is pork rinds.
Pork rinds?
I don't know. I used to hate them, man.
You done got on the pork rind kick.
It's my wife's fault.
Is it her fault?
It is.
I don't think so.
She turned me on to them.
I don't think it's her fault. Blame it on the wife.
I love my wife. You know, she keeps it going, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what it is, man. I've been beyond thirsty.
If you guys are not drinking this, you need to be drinking it.
Not the smart water.
No, not the smart water. Not the smart water. Just water. Okay. I just refilled my bottle, but man, some good stuff.
Go to Connie's and buy new stuff.
And get you some. Oh, I got criticized for how I say Lebanon too. The guy said somebody needs to teach you. And he tried to say but he said saw on the short we did about the bologna tacos. He says somebody needs to teach you how to saw Lebanon bologna. And I was like,
it was already sawed.
Yeah, I said if you mean say, I said if you mean saw, I said if you meant saw, I was like, it was already pre-cut and packaged. I said if you meant say, I just be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
We all be out here talking different. You know, you can't tell me how to talk. Talk like I talk. Lebanon. It's like I call Arkansas, Arkansas.
I like Arkansas.
Yeah. Yosemite, Yosemite.
It's like Vegemite.
Yeah.
From the Aussies.
Nebraska.
Well, I don't know about that.
Missouri, Misery.
Well, that's probably accurate.
Misery. Oh, man. I crack myself up.
I'll tell you what, West Oklahoma City, don't see what's coming for them, because here I come.
John, so if you guys watched the TA issue I had with the TA number 0059, Oklahoma City West, Oklahoma, you guys know what John's talking about. And John wants to do a research program with the
undercover.
Undercover.
Trucking undercover.
So here's our plan, okay? Here's what John wants to do. He wants to get fuel at the TA, pull forward to the yellow line. I'm going to be in the back recording from the time that he shuts the door to the time the stickers, because I know they're coming, because the guy said he watched me. Once I went past the fuel desk, he put the stickers on the truck. Like, it was literally 2 minutes is all you have. You don't have any other time to do anything. Like, they don't tell you this policy. It's not posted anywhere. Nothing. You have 2 minutes, okay? If you go past the fuel desk, you can't grab a drink. You can't use the restroom. You can't do anything. You're not allowed. You spend up to $1,000 at the fuel pump, you're not allowed to go inside and do anything but get a receipt and walk out. Okay? That's what their policy is. Okay? So John's plan is to get fuel, pull up. He's going to go inside. I'm going to stay back here recording. So as soon as the door shuts, we're going to time it. How long that video is from the time he closes the door to the time I see the orange stickers pop on the glass.
Yeah.
We're going to see. We're gonna do recon. We're gonna do recon research, undercover recon research at the TA.
It's just so.
John's an old school driver. He was driving back before I was even thought about driving. So.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah. So.
And a lot has changed. A lot's still the same, but a lot has changed.
Oh yeah. I tell you what, drivers don't stick up for you like they used to. That's for sure. Yeah.
No, when I started, there was still some of that brotherhood left. That.
Right.
If you had problems backing into a hole,
right,
people were there to help you. You know, and they maybe wouldn't have been nice about it, but they still would try to help you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And yeah, you took some flack for it after you got in there.
Right.
But now it's, you know, it's like people try to hurt everyone.
Oh yeah, everybody's out with malicious intent, and that's the thing about it is the people that were in the comments being negative towards me, like I said, I already said, once I realized I was going to order food, I should have just went back out the truck and parked.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I was already stickered. Yeah. The guy literally said, once I went past the fuel desk, he stickered my truck. So it wouldn't have mattered if I'd have just got a cup of coffee and walked up and paid for it, and I still would have been stickered.
I still think it's a money grab.
And then there still would have been people saying, well, that's what you get for getting coffee. How dare you go inside and get a cup of coffee? Doesn't matter what you do. There's always these naysayers and these do-rights and these perfect truckers, super truckers, you know. But if it would have happened to them, it would have been a different story. That's the thing. It would have been a real big different story. So I think I have total, number one, there was nobody behind me. Okay, what came out, there was 4 different fuel pumps that were empty. Nobody was behind me. I went inside, there was nobody behind me. The guy just wanted to raise hell. They said they paged me. They never paged me. If the guy, here's what they should do, because the guy sits on the golf cart and he's looking at the fuel island. He's watching you, okay? And when you get out of that truck, he's watching you walk in, and he looks right through the window and sees where you go. As soon as you walk past that fuel desk, he runs right over to your truck, puts stickers on the window immediately. If you don't think that's excessive, you're an idiot. I don't care what. I mean, I don't care who says what. That's ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense. If that guy would have walked up to me when I was getting out of my truck and he'd have said, hey, man, I don't want to do this, but they're going to make me do this. If you go past the fuel desk, bro, they're going to make me sticker your truck and they're going to make me call a tow truck. If you need to do anything in the store, please go park. I'd have been like, 10-4, brother, no problem. I'd have got right back in my truck. And then I could have made the conscious decision whether to patronize that business with this ridiculous policy or go across the street to Love's and do my business.
Yeah.
Which is what I would have done. I'd have took my little fuel credits and I'd have left and I'd have went across the street and went and got my coffee and got what I needed. Done deal. But if you don't post it for the driver, if you don't let them know about this crazy policy that you have, which it's their prerogative. They can choose to say, hey, you're only allowed, people with pink shirts on are the only ones that can allow in the store.
Huh.
That's their policy.
Yeah.
If that's what they want to do, that's their policy.
And that's fine.
And that's okay. But give the drivers a chance to say, hey, do I want to spend my money here or not? Don't sandbag me into this unspoken crazy policy and expect me to adhere to it when I don't even know about it.
Yeah.
You know, it makes no sense. So, yes, I should have went and parked after I realized I wanted to get food. Of course, I was trying to be quick. I had no malintent in my heart. I had no intentions of somebody that pulls behind me. I don't care about their time. No. I was totally aware I need to be fast. I need to be quick. I need to hurry up. So, from the time I hung the pump up to the time I actually started recording the guy was 23 minutes. That was it. And so I still had, when I hung the pump up, I had to get to the line. I had to get my stuff out of the truck, walk inside, get my receipt, put my cup down, place my order, fill my coffee up, pay for it, grab my order, come out. I looked at both sides of my truck with the stickers on it. I opened my door, put my stuff inside, already spoke with the guy first, because I was on the phone with my wife, and she heard it. She heard the first part of the conversation. I asked him, I said, hey, are you responsible for that? And he says, yeah. I said, okay, will you please, remove them? I said, because that's, you vandalized my truck. And he said, nope, I'm not going to do it. You're refusing to leave. I said, I'm here. I'm about to leave. Like, what do you mean I'm refusing to leave? And that's when I told Angel, I said, hold on for a second. I'm going to call you back, because I started getting hot. That's when I started recording. So I did all of that in 23 minutes. All of it. From the time I hung the pump up to the time I actually turned the recording button on. So I wasn't in there an excessive amount of time. I was probably in the store a total of maybe 17 minutes. Maybe. Total. If not less than that.
Receipts don't lie.
Yeah. And I posted this timestamps on the video. They wouldn't look at my logs. They wouldn't look at the video footage. They claimed that there was somebody behind me when there wasn't. They claimed that they paged me, which they didn't, because when they paged their manager, it took him over 30 minutes to come up there, and I heard it every time they paged him, outside and inside. If I would have heard a page with my truck number on it, my color, my description, I would have went right to the front immediately. I would have told him, ma'am, I'm so sorry. Do you need me to move it now or what? I'm just trying to do. I can come back. Whatever you need me to do, guys. I have no intentions of doing anybody wrong at all, and I'm well aware all of our time is very valuable. All of our time is very important. My time is no more important than the next guys, okay, the next drivers. So the problem is, here's the thing, the problem is that it's okay to bash drivers that are honest. It's okay to bash drivers that bring this to light, because it didn't happen to you. That's all there is to it. All these people in the comments that said something, oh, it should only take you 6 minutes after I can fuel my truck, wash my windows, check my oil and everything, go to the bathroom, get something to drink, get my receipt and everything in 6 minutes. No, you can't. You're lying. Just because you log 6 minutes, just because you log 7 minutes, does not mean that's all it takes you to go in there. Come on, man.
First off, with the TA app, it may be 6 minutes before you can even start fueling.
Yeah, exactly. That app is so glitchy, man. Their app, they really need to get with their network guys and their IT guys and get that figured out, man. Because if they want a good app, they need to follow Love's protocol. Whatever Love's has got going on, because even Flying J's app can be glitchy. But Love's app, dude, Love's has got a perfect setup for their app. But guys, that's the real story. And the whole purpose of that video wasn't, poor me, I got stickers. It wasn't none of that. The whole purpose of that video was to bring to light that this establishment has a really unreasonable policy that is not posted. And if you are a driver thinking, I'm going to spend $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 here in fuel, and you're thinking, okay, I've really got to use the restroom, I got to run inside, don't do it. Because they're going to sticker your truck and they're going to call a tow truck. They're going to threaten you. Drivers are being harassed and drivers are being threatened. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, all of us have seen those drivers that pull to the pump, park at the pump, get out with a shower bag and go inside. Every single one of us seen it. That's the guy you need to be stickering, okay? That's the guy you need to be cutting off. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's in the bag there, buddy? You about to take a shower? Get that truck off my fuel line now and go park it. Immediately do something about it. I agree with that 100%. You've caught guys sleeping in front of the fuel pumps before.
Yeah.
Okay? Do something about it. Okay? But the guy that just spent $300 with you and is just trying to grab a cup of coffee and get a quick bite to eat and get out of there, I didn't sit down to eat my meal. I didn't go in there and use the restroom. I didn't go do a shower. I didn't get a shower. I didn't go in there and chop it up with a buddy of mine and been in there for 45 minutes. No. I was in and out. I had no intentions of staying. When you're at the pumps, you look forward, there's parking is full. Okay? It's full. If I would have seen a pull through, if there's a pull through right in front, I always pull right through. Because what's the difference in 10 extra feet? Nothing. I don't mind walking. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something that's super quick, I'm just trying to get out of there, yes. When I realized the food was there, I should have said, nope, let me get my coffee and get out of here. And I'll go park and I'll come back and get it. Problem was, my truck was already stickered. The guy says in the video, you go past the fuel desk, you're stickered. We can do this all day long, but the bottom line is their policy is excessive. They don't have it posted. They're sandbagging drivers and they're harassing them. That's it.
It's just not fair.
It's not fair, for lack of better terminology and not sounding like a child. No driver should have to experience that if they're not abusing the system. If I was abusing the system maliciously, yes, I deserve it. If I was the guy in there getting the shower, yeah. If I was the guy in there sitting down eating, yeah. If I was the guy in there doing my laundry, yeah. If I was the guy that was in there 45 minutes, yeah. Get me. Like 100%. If I'm the guy blocking the scale, the shop, the driveway, if I'm the guy sitting there not paying for parking for 2 days, get me. But bro, none of those scenarios were in play. That's all there is to it. They're poaching drivers, they're harassing drivers, and they're vandalizing their trucks. That's not how you do business. That's all there is to it. And then the manager did not even offer to take the stickers off. That's all I wanted was, hey, I know it's going to take a razor blade to get these stickers off. Please get the stickers off my truck. I asked him. The guy threw his phone at me on video. Like, he didn't mean to, but he was like wailing his arms around, threw the phone at me, and I picked it up for him. And he said, thank you. I'm not trying to be a dick, but. And I said, you are being a dick, though. I said, I asked you nicely. Take them off my truck. Take them off my truck. I'm not doing it. Yeah. You're being a dick. That's literally the definition of being a dick. You're somebody's asking you to do something nicely and you're refusing. But yet I'm the one refusing to leave. And I'm right here asking you so I can leave. It was an obstruction of view. It was just a mess. It never should have came to that. I owned up to my part of it being wrong. TA has not. They have not even reached out to me. I've sent email after email. I've sent complaint after complaint. They haven't even reached out to me. Shame on them, for treating drivers like that and then not even upholding their responsibility of the incident. So, to heck with them. Eddie says, where's John from? John's from Delaware.
Yep.
Is that where you were born and raised?
No, I was actually born in Long Island, New York.
Long Island, New York.
Yeah. Don't remember. We moved. My dad was military and defense contractor.
You don't remember. Forget about it.
Yeah, that's forgotten about.
Forget about it. He's a Delawarean now.
I've been in Delaware for 25 years now.
25 years in Delaware, man.
Yep.
Jacob says, Economonowalk, they probably got your pictures up. Bro, I hope they got my pictures up.
I want to see that.
This is the guy I hope they got my good side.
You have a good side?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
This is my good side.
Oh, good.
Is it? No, this one?
That's the only side I really see.
The good side's my back side. If they got my pictures up, bro, if they're that mad about me wanting the stickers removed from my truck to put my pictures up like a wanted poster,
yeah,
like, bro, let them put them up.
That's fine.
I want you guys, if you guys see my picture up at the TA, at TA 0059, Oklahoma City, West Oklahoma, I want you guys to go sign it. Okay, put your name on it, sign it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, sign it. We'll take a picture of it. We'll say, where is Fr8 at? we'll pass it around.
We should get some stickers made up.
Yeah.
And then we should go to the TA and set up a table and do autographs and hand out stickers.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, they'll give me for solicitation, yeah. But I mean, that was my thing was with them was I was like, what are you guys going to do when I just start sticking stickers all over your windows? No, you guys would call the cops because I'm vandalizing your property. It's the same thing you did to me. It's ridiculous.
Your priority trespassed.
A lot has changed in 5 years, never mind 25, especially at Prime, exactly, 100%. Jacob says, I'll check for you. Jacob, I swear, bro, please, I want you, because you'll probably be in Oklahoma. I know you are. I know what your route is. You'll be in Oklahoma before I am. I want you to go to that fuel aisle, okay, and I want you to pull up that yellow line. and I want you to leave your phone in the truck recording, okay? Just set it on the window sill on the passenger door facing the driver door. And I want to see how long it takes from the time you close that door to how long he's going to come up and slap those stickers on your window. I really do.
That's a good idea, because if we pull it, they'll probably get us.
Yeah, they'll immediately like call, he's here. You'll probably see like helicopters fly down, like tanks roll in, like, you know, get out of the truck. We're towing it this time, you know. How dare you think you're going to come over and spend money with us again? It was just a joke, man. That whole situation was a joke. It was insane. So stupid. I don't understand what the deal was. But, you know, this is you live and learn out here, you know, guys. And like I said, I can appreciate anybody and, you know, having policies. It's a private business, you know, it's a private space. They have rules in place, and I understand that 100%. Just like Prime has rules when you're at the terminals. I get it. Yep. If I don't want to follow them, if I don't agree with them, it should be my choice to say, hey, I'm going to adhere to these policies and obey them, or I'm going to leave. But I never got that choice because I never knew about the policy. There's not another truck stop in America where it's normal for you to pull up to the yellow line and only be able to go get your receipt and leave. You're nowhere. No. And if you say there is, you are a bold-faced liar. That's all there is to it.
There's no driver, unless he's in a rush, is walking in, getting a fuel ticket, and walking out.
Nope, never. And it doesn't matter. But my point is there's no other truck stop that this policy exists. No. Okay? Much less being unposted or unspoken about. If TA wants to do their drivers right, the people that patronize their business, the people that keep them going, if TA wants to do their drivers right, they will get that guy on that golf cart, and they will get that manager, and they'll put them together and say, listen, you guys enforce this policy if you want to. Keep the fuel islands clear 100%, but you got to be telling these drivers when they walk in, hey man, how long are you going to be in there? If you're going to do anything other than get that receipt, you need to go park. Because here's another couple factors that nobody understands. Like we were talking about, when somebody fills up their truck and they have to use the restroom, because this all happened, we have to use the restroom. As soon as you get done filling your truck, you're like, ooh, I got to go. Pull up to that yellow line, this poor sad sack thinks he's going to go inside and use the restroom, has to wait for a stall. Okay, then you got to clean the stall because you guys are nasty. Some of y'all are nasty in these bathrooms, bro. Y'all are disgusting in these bathrooms. I don't know. Y'all would not use the restroom at your mama's house the way y'all use the restroom in these truck stops. I can go and tell you that right now. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. And you know who I'm talking. And if it's you, if you feel like you're getting disrespected, it's you. You're the one. So this guy goes in and he thinks, man, I'm about to use the restroom. It's going to be all good. I'm going to be able to get this knocked out, wash my hands, come back out, much less the bathroom. He's going to get something to drink. He's going to get a little snack, and he's going to leave. Yep. By that time, he's got a tow truck hooked up to his truck. That guy deserves that? Is that what people are saying, that that's what should happen? I don't think so. I don't agree with that at all. I mean, what about this? Everybody who comes in and fuels, they're taking up all the parking spots. The guy that needs to do a 10-hour break that pulls in there that needs a parking spot, and there's not one, because everybody, as soon as they're done fueling, they got to go park. Now he doesn't have anywhere to go. Yep. What about that scenario? We could go on all day about this. I mean, it just keeps going. Bottom line is, if they want to enforce it, they need to give the drivers a heads up about it. Post it on the pump. Post it on the front door. The little guy on the golf cart, Justin, he doesn't do anything but sit on that golf cart. Okay? Tell him to get off his rear end and start talking to drivers. Hey, man, just letting you know, I'm going to have to put a sticker on your truck, bro. They're going to make me sticker you if you go past that fuel desk. You know, you got like 5 minutes. Let them know up front. And the driver will say, okay, all right, I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to go take my business elsewhere. Or let me go back to my truck and put my jogging shoes on, because I'm about to be running in this joker, slipping, sliding, grabbing stuff off the counter and everything to get out of here in 5 minutes. You know, let's make it fun. You know what I'm saying? But they should at least be letting the drivers know about it 100%.
Yep.
It will be even better since I can only fuel at fuel pilots. Jacob's going to go in there. He's going to go in there just to pull up to the line. Not fuel or anything. Oh, yeah, man. They're going to love you, bro. 100%. They're going to love you 100%.
It was like PTSD today at the TA in Rhode Island. Because there was a guy sitting there on a golf cart, too. fixing that little fuel spill.
Right.
It was kind of funny.
I don't know if Mouse is still on here. Mouse, you still on here, buddy? He's saying he can't hear us. I don't know if the audio is not working or what's going on, dude. I've got good service. I don't know what the deal is.
That little fuel spill. Yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah, he's saying he can't hear us. He's saying that we're glitching really bad.
No, we're not glitching. I'm watching it right here. I pulled it up.
Yeah, he said it's been glitching.
15 minutes ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to check and see. I don't want it to be bad for you guys. Oh, I just need to plug this in for real quick.
Good.
He said it was glitching for over 15 minutes. Wow.
I mean, we got terrific signal where we are. This is probably the best signal I've had in the
I don't know. I've got full 5G. I don't know. He said it's been glitching for over 15 minutes. So Jacob, are you still on here? I don't know if it's glitching or not, but anyways, guys, that's all I got for you today. We were just figured we'd bring in some insight on what's going on, what we've been through the last week. We're delivering in Rhode Island in the morning. Good on my end. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
We're delivering to Rhode Island in the morning, and then Vermont. Hopefully Vermont tomorrow. That appointment is set for Tuesday, but we're going to try to turn and burn and get it knocked out. So I'm really hoping
we're going to get it done.
I told John. I said, man, I would like to just have cameras set up and just do live stream all day long. That would just be awesome.
I'm not sure that Prime's going to be okay with that.
Well, you can't watch you driving, but you can watch. I could have a camera on me, and then we could have a camera facing outside. Yeah,
You're gonna need to get a better dash cam.
I'm gonna
stream right from the dash cam.
right from the dash cam. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get better internet though. I'm gonna have to get a Starlink back on the truck or something, man. To be honest with you, because you're gonna be moving all the time.
I like Starlink.
Yeah,
I think they have a really good product.
Do you know that Elon is actually one of my good friends? Did you know that? He's probably one of my best friends. I got a lot of friends. Got a lot of enemies, but I got more friends. I don't know, guys. We just out here trying to have fun, man. Jacob says, I got Nebraska, New Mexico, California, then home to Arizona. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
You got to have some fun out here.
Yeah, we keep it humorous. John is, we're just learning each other, even though we've been talking for the last 6 months, we're just learning each other face to face and everything. And, there's been a lot of times John will just look at me and he'll be like, I don't have time for your nonsense right now.
In the world?
What's going on? Did you just see that guy? That was shady, bro.
He's on a dirt bike all blacked out.
Yeah, he was on a dirt bike, murdered out.
Wearing a ski mask.
No lights. Bro, we about to get shot?
No, he got a passcode to go in that storage unit.
Yep, there he goes. Okay.
Well, I'm on the top bunk, so I'm not overly worried.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna tell him, that guy up there was talking trash about you, bro. Yeah. Shoot him first.
Starlink is pricey. It is very pricey.
Yeah, it is. But it's good. There's another one. Oh, they about to do some shady stuff, bro. Bro, let me lock these doors.
I already did.
You already locked the door?
It's already done. No, sir. No, sir. We're not having that tonight.
Bro, you come in this truck, bro. You got some problems, man. You better hope you're trigger happy, because it's gonna take a lot to put this old boy down. I promise you right now. You better not go in my cooler and get my beef bacon either, bro. Because I'm telling you, I'm not playing by my beef bacon.
I don't know. I lost some, so I mean.
Here comes a car now. Yeah, they got something going on, bro. Bro, why? Why is it every time? Man, come on, man. They're backing up.
We should have went to the parking lot.
Yeah, they're about to back up.
We should just stay backing in.
Oh, this is about to be rough. I don't know what's going on.
We're going to tell these people that we sat on this street all night, and they're going to say that there's something wrong with you. Guarantee it.
What do you mean?
They're going to be like, you stayed on that street in this neighborhood?
Yeah. I can hear that. Yeah. That would be bad. So our plan is to get unloaded at 7 a.m. or before, head straight to Vermont and get empty tomorrow. Because we sat on a $1,000 load.
Oh, Lord.
From Wednesday to yesterday afternoon. Because the shipper could not produce the product for their customer. So it was ridiculous. It was rough.
That was painful watching other trucks come in, get loaded, and leave.
Yeah, it was. We watched. There was one guy. He was like a Russian guy or something, but he was beside us. And bro, he was so mad. He was like, John. I was in the back cooking. John's like, what is this guy's issue? Like, dude was like flailing his arms all around.
He was just throwing stuff in his truck.
Yeah, going nuts. He was going berserk. And John was like, dude, what is going on with this guy? Like, I was like, I don't know, you know. Must be mad because he was there before us. He was there 2:30 that morning.
Yeah, wow.
Waiting on this load. And it was supposed to be a drop and hook for us, and they still turned into a live load. We were there for over 24 hours. We were there for like 26 hours waiting on this load.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And that was John's first load. So yeah, it's kind of crazy because I got him all hyped up, like, yeah, man, you're gonna stay busy at Prime. You're gonna have, you're gonna be good, bro. First load, we drive 60 miles and sit for 26 hours. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, this is not typical.
I told the wife, I was giving her updates. And she's like, you're still sitting there?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't feel good about this.
Yeah, she was not a happy camper about that for sure.
No, it's fine. I don't like how this car is doing what it's doing.
Yeah, they're just chilling. They're just sitting there kind of blocking the entrance. I don't know what that's all about.
Unless these dudes are putting their dirt bikes away and that's the ride home.
Could be that.
I really hope so.
But they had no lights or anything on. That's what was weird. They had no tail light, no headlight, nothing.
Now the ski mask was the part that really threw me off.
Yeah.
I don't think so, bud.
Don't think so, bud.
I don't think so.
Got another truck pulling up. You're not going to get in front of us. You're not going to... Nope. He's a van driver, though. He's not a reefer guy.
Yeah, but they do all kinds of stuff in there.
Right.
Well, that's fine. Let him pull down.
Yeah, for real.
He's not going to get very far. I can promise that.
Bro,
I already want to scope that out. No, he's going down the street.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, man, if he takes a left in there, bro.
Dude, I'll give him props. I'll sit here clap all night.
John went and actually looked at the place. I don't know if I can get let me see if I can get a screenshot. I can show you this place we're delivering to. It's a tiny, tiny little place, bro. I mean, you have to come down and around.
It seems better on that satellite view than it does in person.
Really? So it looks worse in person?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'll show you guys where we're at here. I'll give you guys a screenshot.
The damage on the side of the building speaks volumes.
There's damage on the building?
Oh, yeah. People have hit it. I mean, there's...
What?
Oh, yeah. There's a big old chunk of the building missing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the pole that's right there at the corner is all busted in and bent over.
All right, hold on.
Bent over, not bend over.
Bend over. It's bend over. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna see if I can get this for you guys.
Well, nobody came out and got in that car.
So this right here, this is where we're parked at. You guys can see the blue dot. We have to come into this driveway, come around this curve, and swoop up and then back in right here. That's the place we got to go. So, and we're sitting right here. Now, this storage place right here, that car, can you see the cursor on there when I'm moving it around?
You have to give me a second because there's a 20-second lag.
It's updating? Okay. Can you see the little cursor on the screen?
No.
You can't see the cursor? Okay. Let me see.
I do gotta admit, for a 100% free program, this thing's on point.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. And then look, I can just cancel the image out when I'm done. But yeah, so we've got to go down that little swoop, come around that curve around the back of the building, and then cut hard right, and then back up to the docks there. So John went and scoped it out earlier, and he's like, bro, I'm so glad we didn't pull down in there. He's like, we would have been stuck. All their trucks are taking up all the parking. I was worried about, so that's why we hung out here.
We probably could have backed out of it, but
yeah, there's
no sense to do all that.
No, there's no point in trying to put yourself in that kind of situation. So we definitely weren't up for that. I wasn't going to do that.
I was on the phone with the wife, and I just said, I'm going to take a walk down there.
Jacob said cash and carry sounds like the place to rob. You said it, brother, not me.
There ain't no cash on this truck.
Sounds like something on Grand Theft Auto. Like cash and carry.
And in case Prime's listening, the trailer is locked, and I have a picture of it. Don't you worry.
I almost just spit my coffee out everywhere, bro. In case Prime is listening, the trailer's locked. I have a picture of it. Oh, man. This is nuts, bro. This is nuts. But, guys, that's going to be it for us, man. I see that we're losing viewers, and so we're going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of your support and love. Much love from us. 100%, and we'll be back on the next one, guys. I don't know if yeah, I know, Jacob. I know it's cash carry. Yeah, I know. I don't know if when we're I'm gonna try to get a schedule set up, guys. You guys know I'm not a good YouTuber, but I'm gonna do my best to try to get a schedule set up so we can get some more fluidity in the channel, in the Fr8 Nation. So, but I've got a lot of work tonight because I've got to take care of this video and do a podcast and all this other stuff. So I appreciate every single one of you. You guys, John, you got anything to add?
No, I'm just enjoying the ride.
Enjoying the ride.
Well, I'm the one that's doing the drive.
Living life, except for 30 miles last night.
Never again.
Never again. He's like, I'm never gonna get tired again. I'm gonna always drive. Nah, I'm just busting his chops. He's been great, man. He's been really good. No issues whatsoever. I mean, he's going to be a good one, so definitely. So, but yeah, guys, that's going to be it from us, man. You guys, don't forget to like, sub, and share the channel, guys. Get that information out there. If you guys have any suggestions or topics you guys want to hear, please post it in the comments below, and I appreciate every single one of you. Till the next one, stay safe, stay driven, stay focused, and stay loaded. Fr8 and John, we're out of here.
Later.